Hello again. I'm Ron Nels. Welcome to Pride and Progress, a celebration of life and achievement in Fayette County. On tonight's program, the 1997 seasons of Fayette County. We'll remember the hot days of summer at the county fair, enjoy the fall foliage in the Laurel Highlands, and we'll share some holiday season fun at a madrigal feast. But we'll begin with a grand opening in the springtime. The Hall of Freedom, which honors patriots of the county, officially opened in Uniontown last May. Jessica Lake reports on the fanfare surrounding the opening celebration.
The gathering outside the former bank building on Main Street marked a new beginning in Fayette County. In a ceremony tied to coincide with the city's celebration of Americanism Day, members of the Fayette Civic Forum were joined by local dignitaries to officially open the Hall of Freedom.
You can see that it's had a major facelift. This will contribute majorly to not only the city of Uniontown, but all of Fayette County.
Uniontown Mayor James Cilio officially renamed the area surrounding the Hall of Freedom as Lafayette Square.
This celebration was then, it is now about freedom. It is equally appropriate that this square surrounding the Hall of Freedom, located in the heart of the downtown Uniontown Historical District, bears Lafayette's name.
A tree was planted in this square as a symbol of freedom, the so-called Franklinia tree named after American patriot Benjamin Franklin.
Without us, this tree would not exist. And as is freedom, the seeds have to be sown, you have to watch them and take care of it and tend to it.
A ribbon cutting officially opens the front doors to the Hall of Freedom, and guests register inside for a look at the various displays honoring patriots with a connection to Fayette County, including a statue of the Marquis de Lafayette and artifacts on George C. Marshall. Civic Forum Chairman Gerard Meyer says it was the memory of the county's namesake, Lafayette, which sparked the idea for the hall.
You have a very strong historical ties here. Why not to make a center of freedom? And we all agree that a center for freedom will be good.
The nonprofit forum purchased the building for $40,000 through private donations. It will be used as a tourist and education center, as well as a museum and a forum for public discussions.
What we're trying to do is get tourists to come here. If they'll come here for one day, we just want them to stay one more day longer, and we'll show them different things they can go to and help us out.
I really think this is a plus as an added tourist attraction in the county, and I'm real excited about it.
U.S. flags line the streets today in Uniontown to help emphasize the grand opening of the Hall of Freedom. Over 750 flags adorn the Uniontown streets in a symbolic display of Americanism Day, a fitting display for the newly opened Hall of Freedom here on Lafayette Square. For Pride and Progress, I'm Jessica Lake reporting.
Shortly after opening, the Hall of Freedom inaugurated a Hall of Fame. John Woodruff, a native of Connellsville, was the first inductee in July. Woodruff is the former track star who won a gold medal for the United States in the 1936 Olympics. His handprints were left as a permanent mark in the sidewalk next to the hall's front door. Classical music lovers enjoyed the second season of the Lyric Mountain Festival this summer in Farmington. As Jeff Helsel reports, musicians gathered from across the country to perform in this outdoor festival.
The sound of a symphonic orchestra on a warm August afternoon. The conditions are just about perfect for an outdoor music festival.
The test of a true festival, I think, is ambiance, but also a mixture of recreation and culture.
Music director and conductor Jacques Browerman has spent over 2 seasons developing the Lyric Mountain Festival for the Performing Arts here at the Great Meadows Amphitheater in Farmington. On a site where George Washington once fought a battle that sparked the French and Indian War, musicians now attack the works of great composers like Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. The mainstay of the 6-week summer festival is the Lyric Mountain Orchestra, a nationally auditioned group of nearly 50 musicians. Tonya Maggi, a violist from New York City, was drawn to the opportunity to work with a wide range of artists.
It was interesting. I mean, it's always interesting to have a whole group of musicians from all over the country come together in one place, from different backgrounds, different expectations.
Cellist Amy Catron came all the way from Naples Philharmonic in Florida.
My orchestra's a 35-week season, which leaves me 4 months off, so I kind of feel like a school teacher. I have the summer months to do what I would like to do, and music festivals usually have played a part of that.
Musicians represent different nationalities. Nearly 70% are Oriental or Russian. Pablo Artiles, a graduate of Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, is originally from Argentina.
And it's just great. I think it's the perfect setting for a musician.
When they're not performing in Farmington, the musicians stay and rehearse at Hidden Valley Resort.
Really what the audience sees at the performance, the final result is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much, even the rehearsals that go into just one performance, it's a tremendous amount of work and a lot of people working towards that goal.
Kimo Furumoto, music director of the Ohio University Symphony Orchestra, serves as the festival's assistant conductor. He says the Laurel Mountain setting provides a wonderful backdrop.
When you sit out in the audience and you look over the amphitheater, look above the roof where the musicians are playing, you have this wonderful panoramic view, and then this wonderful music from the orchestra just washes over you as you're watching. So it's a very, just completely aesthetic experience from all the senses, really. It's wonderful.
The weekend concerts feature musical guests and soloists. Tonight's performance, the conclusion of the summer season 1997, includes the Bach Choir of Pittsburgh and the Greater Uniontown Chorale under the direction of William DeRusi.
The experience is magnificent. I, for one, believe that the excellence achieved in a group such as the Greater Uniontown Chorale is due in large part to the fact that we get to do events like this with a full symphony orchestra. The musicianship of the singers rises to the occasion.
More than 100 musicians gather on stage for the classical performance, bringing a tremendous sound to the amphitheater.
% of the festivals use electronic amplification, and we're trying to shy away from that. Now, of course, if you want to play to 20,000 people via Hollywood Bowl or Tanglewood, you have to do that. We're geared for a much more intimate festival. I think ultimately we're talking 2,000 people at the performance, and still without amplification.
The maestro is optimistic that the Lyric Mountain Festival will develop into a nationally recognized summer music festival. Plans are being drawn for a summer school for young performing artists, as well as the addition of ballet and drama. And the scenic mountain location promotes tourism, attracting visitors from Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., and Baltimore.
Here they can play golf, they can play tennis, they can go rafting, and stay at wonderful places, eat in wonderful places, and on top of that, have a cultural event every day.
People need this, they really do, down deep, and maybe they don't understand why they like it, but when they come and they experience the mountains here and hear the music, there's something that reaches very deep inside, and I think that's what we're aiming for too.
This year's Lyric Mountain Festival included a series of chamber music concerts at the Lodge at Chalk Hill. We look forward to the next exciting summer festival season. Coming up on Pride and Progress, the Demolition Derby and other smashing highlights of the Fayette County Fair. And later, a bird's eye view of students joining hands in a message against drug abuse. Welcome back to Pride and Progress. I'm Ron Nails. Tonight we're continuing our review of special events from the 1997 seasons in Fayette County. A popular summertime event is the Fayette County Fair. Thousands attend this annual event, showcasing the region's agricultural heritage. And as Jessica Lake reports, this year's event got started with an unexpected run.
The first day of the Fayette County Fair got off to a running start when a calf broke loose and took a closer look at the midway. His owners were following close behind when they soon took control of their excited animal.
First he kicked at me and I thought it was all right. Then he kicked at me and rolled me on the ground and then he took off for the front gate. So.
Did he run the whole way around the fair?
He went down the carnival.
Yeah. He went down to the front gate, then he went down by the refreshment stand and came back, and then someone else got him.
Unexpected events are bound to happen at this 43rd annual agricultural event, but the show must go on. Farmers who are looking to take home a blue ribbon are preparing for a long week of competitions. What do the judges consider when they're judging your cow?
Like how if they look like they're going to produce a lot of milk by like if they have like a silky hide and if they have lots of like their sharp bones and stuff. You don't want them to look like a beef cow, like round and fat. You want them to look pretty like they do a lot of work.
This dairy cow enjoys having his hair trimmed, and over in the sheep barn, other animals are getting sheared. Do you save the wool from your sheep and use the wool for anything else?
Yeah, I shear sheep. That's like a side thing I do, and basically just for him I kept his first fleece, but he's been shorn one other time to get fitted for this fair, but this wool, like the other wool laying on the ground's not worth anything. But like I said, his first fleece was worth a good bit.
Some participants of the fair spend all year growing their prized produce. Do you have a big garden at home, both of you?
I have about 25 acres.
Wow.
We're gonna grow at our new house.
What do you like? What do you like most about the Fayette Fair?
I don't know. It's fun, and I get to bring my animals out, and I get to win money, and ribbons.
The fair is not only about competition, but it's also a great social event.
It's just a good experience. It's fun. You learn a lot. You meet a lot of people. And that's about it. Get to hang out with your friends all week.
And there's plenty of entertaining things to do and see at the fair.
This is the longest continuous running show at the Fayette County Fair.
Arena, the Old Time Fiddlers Jamboree adds to the down-home country atmosphere. And visitors stroll down the midway where there's lots of good food. Just ask Robert of Annie's Popcorn and Candies.
Forever change your tongue lips to teeth, 5 different colors. These are sour bubs, more sour bubs. Kids, these ones are so sour when you put them, they pop right back out. Okay, or maybe you might need a lollipop, like one of these $35 ones here. Gives you 10 million licks, comes with a carrying case and a handle, even has a place for licking. For professional lollipop lickers.
One of the more popular events on the first night is the Demolition Derby. The grandstand fills for this evening of car-smashing fun.
I said, yes, I like to watch the Demolition Derby. It's the best thing you can ever do. Because I like them to crash. This is what you call entertainment.
I just think it's wonderful. It's great. It's exciting. Where can you go, huh?
Oh, I've been coming here for the last 15 years. I love it. I'm here every night of the week. The whole time the fair is here, in the same spot, watching everything that goes on in the arena. And I keep the people behind me dry from mud.
Far away from the mud and a bit more fancy, the moment has finally arrived for an important announcement. One of these young women is about to be crowned Queen of the Fair.
Michelle K. Griffith.
What does it feel like being Fayette County Fair Queen?
Oh, it's very exciting. I didn't think it would happen, but I'm very excited, and I can't wait for the fair, and I'm going to be having a lot of time here and going to all the different shows, and I'll be very busy.
Were you nervous at all? You didn't seem very nervous.
Oh, I was very nervous. I tried to hide that, but I was really nervous down inside.
As night falls, the colorful lights come on in the amusement area. Families enjoy the rides and games. It's just the beginning of a long week of celebration in Fayette County. For Pride in Progress, I'm Jessica Lake reporting.
The Fayette County Fair, one of the many joys of summer. There were lots of smiles at California University this summer when officials broke ground on a new Science and Technology Center. The first new campus building in 17 years. The facility will house the Eberly College of Science and Technology. The project is being funded by state and private resources, and the Eberly Foundation contributed $2.5 million.
I think it's a great day for California. It's a great day for all of those graduates who will be coming here in the future. And I can just see it now. There's laboratories. You'll walk down there and they'll say Pentium inside, Pentium inside. And we'll be turning out all these great graduates.
The Eberly Science and Technology Center will feature a museum, a broadcast meteorology center, and a desert biodome. For some area high school students, part of summer was spent learning how to run a business. At Pennsylvania Free Enterprise Week, they formed imaginary companies, turned a profit, and managed to have a lot of fun. Jeff Helsel reports.
This is the first of many exciting challenges at Pennsylvania Free Enterprise Week. It's junk night, and from this so-called pile of junk, teams of students must invent a brand new product. They have less than an hour to come up with an idea and then promote it in a commercial.
Isn't that cute? Doesn't that?
They pitch ideas and strive to meet their deadline. You wouldn't know by these pictures that earlier today, most of them were complete strangers. Now, working as a team, they seem like close friends. Their inventions are funny and creative.
To clean off your shoes, you put your shoe in, brush it, clean it out, add some soap, sponge it off, rinse. Oh, look at that. That's absolutely spotless.
The judges evaluate the products and presentations, and after adding up the scores, director John Trombetta announces the winners.
Hands down favorite by the judges for the best commercial, again went to company B2. Very nice, guys. That was a great...
The Shoemaster 2000 wins the competition, and it seems participants enjoyed this first team-building exercise.
I knew we'd be trying to sell a product. I had no idea we'd be making one out of junk, but it made it fun.
Fun and competition are important at PFEW, where Pennsylvania high school students learn about the free enterprise system. This is what they do. They work together in small companies with the help of an advisor. Each assume business roles, from chief executives to upper-level managers. The challenge is to turn a failing company into a financial success. Even though the company is imaginary, no real money is at stake, the business simulation is a real eye-opener.
But when I thought of like a CEO or a president of a company, I always think of somebody like playing golf all the time, you know? Like, you know, saying, okay, you do that while I play golf, you know what I mean? But it really is a lot more than that. There's more to it, because what you do, like, you can delegate the work, but then that weighs on you, you know what I mean? You're responsible for that getting done. So really, the leader has to take an active role in that, and I never really realized that until like you step into it and do it for yourself.
I myself never liked business before I even came here. I knew it's not what I wanted to do, but I'm kind of thinking about it, and it's more fun than I thought it would be.
Professionals from business and industry volunteer as company advisors. Jeff Jones, an employee relations specialist from Reading, came to help students and found that he learned valuable lessons from them.
You hear a lot of times, for most times, you hear the negative side. You hear about what youth are doing to make this place worse than it really is. And when you get an opportunity to spend this kind of time with people, youth, that are doing these kinds of things to make this place a better place and to learn and to grow. And even though you have fun doing this, the whole idea of it is that you learn and grow from this week, and I think they've done that.
The week includes presentations and assemblies by successful entrepreneurs and business people, a field trip to the local paper mill, an executive fitness competition, and social events.
You get to meet a lot of new people, which is a lot of fun. You get to compete, which is even more fun, because after a while, getting competitive is kind of pretty cool.
Pennsylvania Free Enterprise Week began in 1979 by business leaders who saw a pressing need for economic education. Executive Director John Trombetta says preparing young people benefits the future of American business.
There is no more pressing issue for American business than preparing for a smaller and smaller global world marketplace with fierce competition from around the world. It not only means great opportunities for our young people and for American companies, but it means great challenges. And preparing young people to face those challenges is what we are all about.
Pennsylvania companies and foundations support the program by donating scholarships. The Eberly Foundation has sponsored hundreds of students from Fayette and Greene counties. In the fall, months after the summer program ended, the foundation hosted a luncheon in Farmington where participants continued their friendships and rekindled some fond memories.
That week at PFEW was so educational. I left Lycoming College confident that I could run a small business.
I definitely learned what it takes to be part of a group and work together to make the decisions that run a business.
Some kids are willing to stay on the sidelines and not participate. And it's a real shame if you think about it, because we only get the one opportunity. And to the extent that you take the opportunity, good things do happen.
And many good things did happen the summer that we attended in 1997. New friendships, a better understanding of business, recognition for a job well done, some laughter, and lots of applause.
Pennsylvania Free Enterprise Week. A great time to have fun and learn about today's careers. Next on Pride and Progress, we check out the autumn foliage in the Laurel Highlands. And later, a Christmas feast fit for a king and a queen right here in Fayette County. Welcome back to Pride and Progress, Stories of Fayette County. I'm Ron Nails. A modern dairy operation opened for a special event in September. Farm City Days at the Stony Ridge Farm offered tours and a look at the past, present, and future of farming. The Brown family hosted the event, which helps urban dwellers appreciate the effort that goes into farming. Young children enjoyed the tractor pulling contest, free ice cream, and milk. With its mountain vistas and scenic farmlands, Fayette County is a beautiful place to visit at any time of the year. But September and October are known as the festival season. Here's a look at the fall's breathtaking scenery and a sample of the fine autumn events.
It's fall again in Fayette County. October, a beautiful time of year when the leaves turn to their spectacular autumn color. In places like Chalk Hill, the sunshine and warm weather makes it all the more easy to enjoy the fall foliage. It's a special time of year for the people who have the job of looking after the region's trees, like Forester Paul Whipke.
Oh my, I love it. I can't, anybody that doesn't like fall, I'm not sure why.
He looks for signs of fire hazards in the woods near Jamontville. Fires are more likely to start as the leaves dry out, but the fall is a moderate fire season and one he simply enjoys.
It's probably the most enjoyable time for me because the weather suits me well and the colors are pretty and everything smells good. I like to be out.
Many of us like to go outside to enjoy the scenery and to attend fall festivals. We came across this pumpkin carving contest on a Saturday in October. It's a highlight of the annual Harvest Festival at Nemacolin Castle. Kids have fun showing off their artistic creations, which seem to take on a life of their own. Witness the great pumpkin scarecrow. In Perryopolis, the Pillory attracts visitors in a historic display on Pioneer Days. It's a celebration of the community's early American heritage. This is what remains of a grist mill owned by U.S. President George Washington. The festival raises money to restore this mill to its 1774 glory, when it was said to be the best and busiest grist mill west of the Alleghenies. Music, arts, and crafts remind us of how the Perryopolis founders may have lived and worked. For example, it took a fine craftsman to make a rake for the garden. And you couldn't just go to the store to buy a stick of butter. You had to churn it yourself. Contemporary cooks fire up the grills for the Fayette County Cook-Off and Fall Festival. The Fayette Chamber of Business and Industry sponsors the event to showcase the region's restaurants with a competition for the best chicken wings and ribs.
Today is the People's Choice Awards, so the community gets to decide who they think have the best wings and the best ribs.
A crowd gathers around defending champion Richie's Ribs with 3 trophies on display. So we asked owner Jim Ritchie to share his recipe for making great ribs.
Well, we rub every one of them and talk to them. It all starts with quality product. I buy quality. My whole crew's trained. They're professionals. I mean, they're part of my family.
Pots of chicken wings cook in the sauce, from spicy hot to mild and other special flavors.
Oh, the honey hot, they're delicious. They got a sweet taste of honey to them and a little spicy barbecue sauce, and everybody loves them.
Especially the judges, who voted Deb's Blue Moon Cafe as having the best wings at the cook-off. People who came to eat just couldn't get enough.
I made a special trip just to get the ribs. But if I'd had a roll of paper out, I'd go back and get more.
No doubt about it, the Fayette County Cook-Off and Fall Festival is a great way to spend a warm October afternoon. Which takes us back to the mountains and a final look at the fall foliage. They say, what is so rare as a day in June? Perhaps a day in October is even rarer.
For a complete schedule of events and exhibitions in the region, contact the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau. Here's the phone number, area code 412-238-5661. Many exciting education events took place this fall in Fayette County. Here's one that offered a view from the sky. Students across the county joined hands in a show of solidarity against drugs. The 10th annual Red Ribbon campaign began with students and teachers holding hands in support of a peaceful, healthy lifestyle. The celebration was co-sponsored by the Fayette County Drug and Alcohol Commission and the Red Ribbon Celebration Committee, which included the United States Marines.
For Marines, we have to stay in really tip-top shape. The use of drugs just doesn't blend with that. We don't use drugs in the Marine Corps. And most of your athletes don't use drugs either, and that's why they're as good as they are. That's the way to stay clean and be healthy.
We get a lot of support from the young people in the county. We really do. I'm proud of the young people, and I don't think enough is said about all the good young people that we do have in this county.
All Fayette County residents were urged to follow the lead of these students and their teachers. Show support for a peaceful, healthy community. These video shots were taken by CUTV, courtesy of the Pennsylvania State Police. In another area of the county, the Laurel Highlands School District received an Excellence in Education Award for a mentoring program involving Hutchinson Elementary. Our Pride and Progress team set out to meet with the participants in this outstanding program.
Educators at Hutchinson Elementary School in Laurel, Highlands are discovering that sometimes all children need is a little bit of help from their friends. Hutchinson Elementary was recently given an Excellence in Education Award by Junior Achievement, the Pennsylvania State Education Association, and Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield for their 1996-97 mentoring program. Hutchinson Elementary Principal, Mr. Carmen Galderisi, explains.
We were having senior high students, 12th graders, who would come down and work with our 6th graders students and sort of coach them in how to become mentors for kindergarten students.
William Blazchuk and Virginia McFadden, two of Hutchinson's 6th grade teachers, were also participants in the mentoring program.
Well, it's relatively new to us. You know, we're still learning it ourselves, but I think it has been working out well. These students like helping younger students.
It benefits both. The younger kids enjoy the 6th graders coming in because it's another student, it's an older student, and they're good role models. And it benefits our children because it gives them a sense of responsibility.
The teachers aren't the only ones who enjoy the new mentoring program. The students are quite fond of it as well.
It makes me feel proud because I get to help them learn their words and make them do better in school. She's a good teacher.
She's a good teacher?
Yeah.
Why is she a good teacher?
Because she teaches us.
The whole idea behind the award-winning mentoring program is to increase children's self-esteem and encourage them to continue to be proud of who they are. For Pride and Progress, I'm Emily Repole reporting.
Mentoring, another great program at Hutchinson Elementary. A celebration of education continued at Laurel Highlands during American Education Week in November. Events were in association with the theme, Teaching Children to Think and to Dream.
Before, it was a lot of students want to just graduate, get out of high school, get a job in the coal mines and steel mills, but no longer. Now we're in a technological society, and we want them to have dreams and more aspirations. And by doing this critical thinking, that this will be possible.
Last year I took advanced placement history, and my teacher, Mr. Tobel, really encouraged us to study politics and keep up with current events, and that really got me interested in politics, and we debated a lot in there, and we went to see the president speak and things, and it just really got me interested in politics even more.
I want to go to college and be an engineer, maybe. My physics teacher, Mr. Fitzpatrick, was a major inspiration in me going into engineering because, I don't know, I was a little shaky about going into physics my junior year, and he made it really fun and interesting.
American Education Week included programs to help students think about their future goals and encourage them to reach for the stars. Still to come on Pride and Progress, remembering our veterans in Fayette County. Also, a bear and a reindeer get together in Uniontown. Welcome back to Pride and Progress. I'm Ron Nails. Veterans Day was observed on November 11th, and hundreds of people turned out for the annual Veterans Day Parade in Fayette County. The streets of Masontown were filled with bands and plenty of men and women who served in the armed forces. A World War I vet was the guest of honor. Cadet Shire of East Huntington Township, who was 99 years of age. Also in November, a reindeer, a bobcat, and a bear were sighted in Uniontown. These residents of the Woodland Zoo and more were brought to the Uniontown Public Library. People got a close-up view of Tinsel the reindeer, Bonnie the bobcat, and 9-month-old Earl the bear. Jill and Sonny Herring recently opened their zoo in Farmington and brought their favorite animals to drum up support for the public library. A madrigal feast of magnificent proportions took place in Fayette County in December. We found it to be a great way to welcome the holiday season.
Lords and ladies, one and all, come join us in the banquet hall. The path ahead it may be winding, but at the end thou wilt be finding pleasures aplenty for eye and ear. So let's be gone then, with good cheer.
Town crier Robert Wetzel offers a spirited welcome to the Christmas Madrigal Feast, where tonight guests are treated like 15th century English royalty.
The Earl of Briar Hill, Clyde Kearns.
They walk into the Asbury Methodist Church in Uniontown, but you might believe you're in a great manor hall in England some 500 years ago. Where else would you find a lord and lady of the manor greeting their royal court? But the Asbury Chancel Choir and Theater Guild, along with California University's theater department and other artists, recaptured the spirit of merry old England in this elaborate production. Director Bill DeRusi describes it as having a lot of fun with history.
And thought, wow, that would be great. We had the choir, we had the people, and it's just poking fun at what we read about in history books and making it relate to life today.
The brass quartet plays traditional Christmas music as the players act out a series of entertaining plays. One of the themes of the program is downsizing. It seems the lord of the manor wants to cut expenses this year. Guests are treated to a 5-course meal complete with prime roast of rib, flaming pudding, and wassail, the customary English drink. With the sound of each fanfare, they discover Christmas as celebrated in the ancient traditions. The actors have a lot of fun relating with the audience, especially the court jester.
I try to play to almost everybody in the hall, get around to everyone, and play jokes on them or whatever I can do to get them to smile, laugh, lighten up a bit.
I am the lady of the manor. The lady of the manor. The lady of the manor is very, very prim and proper and sort of like a decorative ornament. A very high-class decorative ornament, but she does have opinions now and then.
I'll bet you recognize this character. It's Ron Nels, our host of Pride and Progress, but tonight he's Lord of the Manor. Quite a few community leaders participated in the event, including Pastor James Fogg, minister of the church, who plays the Lord of Misrule.
Do you find that role easy? Oh, I'm such a smart aleck anyway. Just ask my congregation. It's a hoot.
And as the Lord and Lady of the Manor lead the procession at the close of the program, we find the audience leaves in the Christmas spirit.
It gets better every year. It's outstanding. Beautiful. Beautiful. Too bad you don't have it every year.
Everybody enjoyed it. It's great, and the food is excellent.
All the hard work and effort that it took to put the show together seems to have paid off.
It makes the Christmas season for everybody. So, and we're going to continue to do it as long as we can.
Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Writer Elbert Hubbard once wrote, "It's a fine thing to have ability, but the ability to discover ability in others is the real test." That's what Bill DeRusi, as a leader of the arts in Fayette County, has been doing for the past 25 years. Well, that's our show for tonight. We hope you've enjoyed our celebration of the seasons of Fayette County in 1997. It's a beautiful place all year round, and there are many special signs of progress. If you have a suggestion or a story or an announcement for our show, we'd love to hear from you. Write to us at Pride and Progress, Post Office Box 2043, Uniontown, Pennsylvania 15401. I'm Ron Nails. We leave you tonight with a special song as performed by the Hutchinson Elementary School. A fine, fine, superfine day. Good night.
At Hutchinson School. It's a fine day, a fine day, a first class top of the line day. It's a fine, fine, superfine day at Hutchinson School. It's a day that was made just for me, a touch, taste, and smell, and see. I'm growing and I'm going with all my might. I think Hutchinson School is alright. It's a fine